Hello, I'm Cody Whipple with the Pennsylvania Fish and Boat Commission. Today I'm joined by a very special guest, Mark Saucer. Mark is the Stream Habitat Section Chief, and in this video he's going to introduce you to the importance of stream habitat. What is it, why should we care, and what's it do for us?
Hi, I'm Mark Saucer with the Pennsylvania Fish and Boat Commission. I'm here to explain what habitat is and why we should care about it. Habitat is kind of like your home, is how I want to explain it. It's a place where you can go home, you feel safe, you feel secure, you're out of the weather, you're in your comfort zone. Well, fish, they want to feel that same way, and their comfort zone is to be able to feel safe in the stream. They have a place to go, get protection from predators. When the rain starts coming, they need habitat to get out of those flood waters, those flood stages, so they can stay in their general area and not use up much energy, not feel stressed out. And that's what habitat for us, as well as the fish, all coincide together. And what habitat looks like for the aquatic organisms is, they need a really good riffle, run, pull regime. We'll talk about this again later on, but that riffle, run, pull regime is we need a place that the water is going to get oxygenated with water. That's our riffle sections. Those run sections are a little bit deeper, wider sections with flowing, moving water that fish like to congregate for feeding times. And in those pull regimes, it's kind of like us snuggling in bed and feeling comfort. We're not using much energy. Those pools are very slow moving water areas, and it's the great place. Just like 2020, we're in some drought stages right now. They'll have a place that they still have some water in those pools to refuge and wait for the rains to come later on, and they can move around later in the stream.
All right, thank you very much. So you mentioned riffle, pull, and run. Those are some ingredients required for good stream habitat. What are some of the water quality parameters that you look at when we're talking about stream habitat?
Okay, so in those riffle runs and pull regimes that we're shooting for, those riffle sections, we're trying to get the riffles back into the streams. The riffles are important because it's fast moving water. If there is erosion and sedimentation issues, you don't want that sediment clogging up your riffle, so to say. So when you go down to reach up and pull out a rock, you don't get this big plume of mud and other sediments that go on with it. That you want to go down and pick up a nice rock, feel that it's clean. And then your run sections are very similar to your riffles. It's good for that good, clean, fast-moving water. Your pool areas is where some of your sediment may fall out, and some sediment is okay. The stream is naturally moving sediment down the stream constantly. That's the nature of a stream, so it's constantly sending nutrients down to the next section and so on and so on. And there's some organisms that they might like fast-moving, super clean water. Those aquatic organisms like that stage, but just like everybody else, they might like something a little bit different. So some organisms like slower moving water, and some organisms like where leaves deposit in those pools, so those organisms can eat those leaves that you're not going to find in those riffles. So by having those three section types, you're introducing that whole stream to three different levels of aquatic organisms that are going to grow and provide food for those trout.
Thank you. So what could happen to some of these fish and some of the other animals if you don't have all of these ingredients that are needed for a good stream habitat?
Well, if one piece of the puzzle is missing, you just don't have that completed puzzle, and that's not good for any of us. You always want to complete that puzzle, make it the best picture, the best showcase you can. So if we're lacking some riffle habitat, we're going to be lacking oxygen in the water. Therefore, we're not going to be able to have as many aquatic organisms or as many fish species as possible because there's only so much oxygen in the stream. If you're lacking pool habitat and you have a lot of riffles, so you have a good oxygenated water, but you're lacking that pool habitat, that means during these times where we don't have much water, those fish aren't going to have a place to refuge. And they're going to go somewhere else to try to find that refuge place. And if we don't have that refuge place, they don't have that pool area, some fish species might not be able to overcome some drought stages, and we're going to lose some of that population. if we don't have a lot of runs, we don't have a lot of feeding zones for the fish species. So they're not adequately using their energy to get food, as well as they could be. And again, if they're stressed and they're overworked, the population's just not going to be as healthy as it could be. And by us implementing these habitat devices and structures, we're trying to find that last piece of the puzzle to make this a cohesive, environmentally safe, friendly stream and produce as much aquatic resource as we can.
Awesome. Thank you very much, Mark.
Thank you.